Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another broadcast of LMC Varsity Sports here on LMC-TV alongside Rob Moretti. I am Seth Rothman here at Mamaroneck High School, our first of 19 broadcasts in the spring sports regular season, and it is Mamaroneck softball as they face off against the Tigers of Mamaroneck. Rob, a Mamaroneck team last season in the Section 1 championship game, they lost that game. They also had just as big of a loss as Jessica Calvini leaving Mamaroneck at the end of last season.
Yeah, luckily they have a player in Diana King, who's a sophomore this year, who can step right in and try to fill that void. She's in the same spot in the lineup Calvini used to hit, and she's hitting cleanup. She's in the circle today pitching, and we've seen from last year she has all the tools to be a successful player.
She does indeed. Jessica Calvini now playing softball at Lehigh, so big shoes to fill for Mamaroneck. On the other side of the diamond for Mamaroneck, a very young team and a team looking to move forward from last season.
Yeah, they did get a first-round game after winning an out bracket last year. Lost to a tough, I think it was a 2-seed, RC Ketchum. But one more experience for these players. They have a new coach as well. We'll talk about that a bit later as well, I'm sure. And it looks like they are moving in the right direction. A little more experience, and they could be really going to some good places.
So when we get back, it is a local rivalry here in Mamaroneck. The Tigers and the Panthers on a breezy afternoon in Mamaroneck. It's next. Getting set for softball here at Mamaroneck High School as the Panthers take on Mamaroneck. We'll take you across the Mamaroneck lineup. Chelsea Rose will lead off for Mamaroneck. She is the third baseman. Emily Taub, the left fielder, bats second. Kimmy Chaparelli is the shortstop. She bats third. The cleanup hitter is also the pitcher, and that goes for both teams today. Jen Godfrey, the pitcher for Mamaroneck. Danielle Pulio is the catcher. She bats fifth. Zoe Schmidt in right field bats sixth. Lisa Glaber, the second baseman, bats seventh. It's Melissa Marks at first base for Mamaroneck. She bats eighth, and rounding out the order for the Tigers, Alice Alexandrov. She is the center fielder for Mamaroneck. We'll take you around the Mamaroneck defense. Left field to right field, Leah Haviland, Lindsay Walther, and Rosella Salinitro in right. Third base is Nicole Miller. The hot corner is being manned by Brianna Cefaloni. Samantha Espada is at second base. Shannon Liguri, the first baseman. And catching the pitcher, Diana King, is the catcher, Nicole Morgan. Mamaroneck, of course, the Section 1 runners-up last season. Diana King, her first start for Mamaroneck since the graduation of Jessica Calvini. Seeing her warm up in the bullpen earlier, got pretty good stuff, a lot of movement. And she can swing the bat too, as I mentioned, batting cleanup for Mamaroneck. Only a sophomore for the Panthers, so she has 3 full years in the circle for the Tigers as we get the spring season underway with a fastball for a strike.
It's always nice to get things started with a fastball strike like that.
Always nice to get the jitters out. She was in the dugout before the game, and you could tell a little bit nervous, her first start. It's the 0-1 delivery on its way, fouled straight back, and the count's 0-2.
I believe she did have a starter, too, last year, but first start is the regular starter for Mamaroneck.
Chelsea Rose in the right-handed batter's box, facing an 0-2 from Diana King. It's high, and the count 1-2. On a brisk afternoon, you're watching this game at home, you think it's a beautiful sunny day, and it is. But if the temperature were about 10 degrees warmer and the wind were 10 miles an hour less, it would be much nicer. That ball popped up behind second base into no man's land, and it'll fall for a single in front of Lindsay Walther. Brianna Cefaloni gave it a look as well. So the first batter of the game reaches base, and Emily Taub, the left fielder, will come up to the plate for Mamaroneck. Wind blowing around 15 miles an hour or so. Temperature in the low 40s here on opening day. Both of these teams starting their season this afternoon. Mamaroneck baseball team started its season yesterday. They hammered Woodland 17-1. But most of the baseball and softball teams in this area getting their seasons underway today. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike one from Emily Dow by Diana King.
King showing off that velocity early.
It'll be an 0-1 delivery. King, swing and a miss. That ball had some sink on it, and the count's 0-2. As we said earlier, a lot of movement on the pitches of Diana King.
And it sounds like we're talking about Jessica Calvini, similar pitching traits.
Once again, an 0-2 outside. The count's 1-2. Dancing off first base is Mamaroneck's leadoff hitter, Chelsea Rose. King working quickly. The 1-2 delivery shows bunt. Did she get a piece? She did not. The ball got away. They'll throw over to first in time. On her way to third is Rose. And, you know, Shannon Ligori dropped the baseball there on the throw. They ruled that she had it and that she lost it trying to transfer it into her hand. So one away on the strikeout, 2-3. And how about the attentiveness by Chelsea Rose to get all the way to third base on that drop third strike? So runner now on third with one out for Kimmy Schiaparelli, the middle of this Mamaroneck lineup. Schiaparelli takes a called strike.
Kimmy Schiaparelli coming into her own as a three-sport athlete at Mamaroneck. Saw some time on the field hockey team as well as on the girls basketball team over the winter.
And the number 3 hitter on this Class AA Mamaroneck girls softball team. King waiting for the sign and deals outside. 2-1 the count to Kimmy Schiaparelli. Mamaroneck trying to strike first here in this local rivalry. King to the plate, in there on the inside corner. Good location right there. And King has 2 strikes on a batter for the 3rd consecutive batter. King looking for her first strikeout of the afternoon. It'll be a 2-2 pitch. In there, called strike 3. 2 away, rather her second strikeout.
That's a big out. You got that runner on third. Much less of a threat with 2 outs than with 1 out. Don't have to worry about a fly ball.
And now the number 4 hitter is Jen Gottfried for Mamaroneck. She's the pitcher trying to help out her own cause this afternoon. Rose leads off third. The pitch to Gottfried. In there, called strike. Ball gets away. Rose coming home. No play at the plate. It's 1-0 Mamaroneck. So Nicole Morgan could not handle the pitch. It's an 0-1 count, but a 1-0 Mamaroneck lead. Time called by Gottfried. On deck, Danielle Pulio for Mamaroneck. Top half of the first inning just underway here at Rhinebeck High School as the 1-0 pitch to Gottfried is in the dirt, 1-1. King kind of loses control of that one. The count's 2-1. Diana King, a sophomore, her second year on the varsity. She was an offensive power for Rhinebeck last season. And now with the graduation of Jessica Calvini, she is the number 1 pitcher for Rhinebeck. That's going to be a major storyline this season for Rhinebeck, is if King can pitch well. That ball fouled back near the Mamaroneck dugout. And if she can pitch well, Rhinebeck wants to get back to that Section 1 championship game. They lost it now 3 consecutive seasons. They want to get back there this year. 2 strikes on Godfrey. The pitch in there, called strike 3. Side retired, and Diana King pretty impressively strikes out this side, but allows a single, a couple of pass balls. Mamaroneck strikes first. It's Mamaroneck 1, Rhinebeck coming to bat for their first licks of the season. Bottom half of the first inning, getting ready to get underway here at Rhinebeck High School. Jen Godfrey taking her warm-up tosses for Mamaroneck. Will take you through the Rhinebeck batting order. Nicole Miller, the third baseman, leads it off. Leah Haviland, the left fielder, bats second. The catcher is Nicole Morgan. She bats third, while the pitcher, Diana King, cleans up and bats fourth. Brianna Cefaloni, the shortstop, bats fifth. Shannon Ligori, the first baseman, bats in the number 6 spot. Samantha Espada is the second baseman. She bats 7th. Rosella Salanitro, the right fielder, bats 8th. Lindsay Walter, the center fielder, will bat 9th for Rhinebeck. Around the Mamaroneck defense, left field to right field, Emily Taub, Alice Alexandrov, and Zoe Schmidt. Third base to first base, Chelsea Rose mans the hot corner at third. Kimmy Chaparelli at short. Lisa Glaber is at second base. Melissa Marks at first, as Jen Godfrey pitches to Danielle Pulio. Nicole Miller in the right-handed batter's box, ready to get the bottom of the first inning underway, and she takes a strike from Godfrey. Godfrey's 0-1. Miller takes it high, count 1-1. First of 19 games on the LMC Sports calendar for the spring. That ball in the same spot as Mamaroneck's leadoff hitter. Nicole Miller is on with a single. That ball just blooped behind second base, and Alexandrov couldn't get there. Chaparelli had no chance. Glaber did not either. So both teams get their leadoff hitters on base with singles, and Leah Haviland will come up to the plate for Rhinebeck.
It's something a lot of coaches will tell their players in softball is just make contact. A lot of times it'll work out well for you. That's a foul
Haviland
bunt.
bunts it. Does it stay fair? It does not. And the count's 0-1. Rhinebeck trying to get the run back that Mamaroneck scored on the top of the inning on a single and a couple of pass balls. Haviland takes it high, count 1-1. Haviland squares to bunt, takes it away, the count 2-1. Nicole Morgan, the catcher, on deck for Rhinebeck. She'll be followed by Diana King. Haviland squares again, takes a strike, and the count evened up at 2. It's an interesting story in Sports Illustrated this past week about the difference when they say getting ahead of batters. We'll get into it after this pitch, the 2-2. Haviland fouls it off. They said that it's important to get ahead 0-1, Rob, but more important than 0-1 is actually the third pitch of an at-bat, because if you're 1-1, the difference between at-bats when they end after a 1-2 count or a 2-1 count is almost 200 points on the on-base percentage, as Haviland swings through the fastball.
Well, I'll believe that. I think I remember coaches telling me that when I was playing back in my youth, that 1-1 pitch is oh so important.
Certainly is. You know, you always think of getting ahead of batters by throwing the first pitch, and the stats always show first pitch strikes, but it's not always that first pitch. Sometimes it's the third pitch of an at-bat, trying to get ahead and really control the at-bat, as Morgan takes a strike from Godfrey, the count 0-1. Godfrey working quickly. Morgan takes it high, the count 1-1. It's Nicole Miller off of first. 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. These two teams always competitive with each other. As Miller takes one in the dirt, count 2-1.
And they're competitive over a multitude of sports, too. Seen them play some close basketball games over the years as well, boys and girls.
Local rivals, they see each other around town. They want bragging rights. You know, you're not going to win a championship on opening day, but if you can beat a local rival that you're not going to see in the Section 1 playoffs, it's a little bit of fun. There's definitely a desire to win this game on both sides, and not just the regular desire to win any game as the count goes full to Morgan.
It might be even more important for Ryan-Neck. They're facing Dobbs Ferry tomorrow in a game you'll see actually next. That's another non-local but big Class B rival for them.
That's a big rivalry game, and two very good teams, two of the top teams in Class B as Morgan swings through Godfrey's fastball.
5 outs have been made today, all via the strikeout.
Well, you're seeing what I think both coaches hoped you would see, which is the two pitchers start their seasons off well as Diana King steps in. I was watching her take batting practice earlier today, Rob. The ball it sounds different when it comes off of Diana King's bat. She takes one high.
They say that about all the great hitters. It just sounds different.
Well, she's one of them. There's a different sound. Hopefully you'll hear it here as the pitch is in there for a called strike. Counts even up at 1. Two and 1 the count as Miller dances off of first.
Yeah, Miller's been there for a while.
Led off the inning with a single. Haviland and Morgan each struck out swinging, and now Pulio wants to have a word with Gottfried.
King probably the most dangerous hitter in this lineup, and you want to make sure you take the right approach with her.
Can't leave one in the hitting zone against Diana King. And Gottfried really working the corners here against these Ryan-Neck hitters in this opening inning. Gottfried staring right into the sun as she looks towards the plate. The pitch to King is outside. Miller towards second. The ball gets away from the shortstop, Schiaparelli, and I think she may have gotten slid into as well by Miller. She was a little bit slow to get up, but she eventually does. And time is called by the base umpire as Schiaparelli gets herself shaken off. So a stolen base by Miller. And now a single could tie this game at 1.
Miller, you ignoring me?
Ball 4 to Diana King, so runners on first and second. And Brianna Cefaloni will step up to the plate for Ryan-Neck. You know, Shannon Ligori was walking up towards the plate right there. Looked like thought she was up next. It is indeed Brianna Cefaloni. She now steps up to the plate against Gottfried. Strike 1. So a single, 2 strikeouts, a walk, runners on first and second, 2 away. Cefaloni, the 0-1 count. As Gottfried looks into the sun, gets the sign, and toes the rubber, but Cefaloni calls for time.
And these are two of the fastest runners on the team on base, too. Miller, the leadoff hitter. King batted leadoff most of the season last year, so she's showing us her speed as well.
That ball gets away. Each runner will advance on the wild pitch. So now runners on second and third for Ryan-Neck. Time has been called. Not sure what the issue is. Looks like it's been squared away. 2 outs, runners on second and third. Miller off third, King off second. The pitch is swinging a ground ball right back to the pitcher, and Mamaroneck gets out of the jam. We've played an inning here at Ryan-Neck High School. Mamaroneck leads it 1-0. We're back in a moment. Top half of the second inning about to get underway here at Ryan-Neck High School. Danielle Pulio will lead it off for Mamaroneck. Zoe Schmidt Lisa Glaber will follow as King deals a fastball that's swung through by the catcher Pulio. It'll be an 0-1 from King. In there, called strike. 0-2 the count. King struck out the side in the first inning, 2 swinging, 1 looking. It'll be an 0-2 pitch, looking for strikeout number 4. That ball fouled off. And the count remains 0-2.
A lot of collective sighs in the crowd as that ball went towards the parking lot.
Well, this is not the central school where Mamaroneck plays, where if you park out beyond the outfield, you better take your insurance card with you. But balls
They play windshield roulette out there.
They certainly do. Be an 0-2 on its way from King. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Pulio down on strikes. So 4 strikeouts on 4 outs by King so far. And well, that's what Jessica Calvini did for Rothman for all those years as well. King looking very strong in the circle. Bad luck run given up. Rothman certainly hopes they can get that run back as this game continues. But 4 strikeouts already with 1 out in the second inning. Here's Zoe Schmidt for Mamaroneck, and that ball on the lower part of the plate, but called a strike. The count 0-1.
I think King might be settling down a bit after a little trouble early.
0-2. Yeah, she was in that dugout before the game, and she was saying to a teammate, you know, she's got a little bit of nerves going on. But it took a long time warming up. And she certainly looks warmed up now as the 0-2 on its way to Schmidt. Swing, and she just got a piece to stay alive.
And Seth, it is cold out today. She might be the only person out here who is warmed up.
Well, the arm is warmed up. The rest of the body, maybe not so much. But when you're a pitcher, you do whatever you have to keep that arm nice and toasty. It'll be an 0-2 on its way in the dirt, 1-2. Nicole Morgan, the catcher. She's played in the field before for Ryan. Catcher's an important position, but it hurts sometimes.
Morgan, a fourth-year player, captain of the team this year.
1-2 on its way. Just getting a piece of it with Schmidt right off the hands. That's not a place you want to hit the baseball on a cold afternoon. Once again, the 1-2 on its way from King. Off-speed pitch just inside the count, 2-2. She took something off there.
Where did that miss? Must have been outside. You can't really see inside outside from where we are, but you can from the center field angle at home.
Be a 2-2 on its way. In there, called strike 3, and 5th strikeout of the game. Coach Allison Rogers not happy with the call.
Rogers in her coaching debut for Mamaroneck.
Diane Campbell, the former coach of Mamaroneck, obviously no longer there. Lisa Glaber takes a strike from King. Diana working quickly. The sophomore deals a ball that is just fouled off down the first base line, and the count is 0-2 to Lisa Glaber. If Glaber can find a way on base, Melissa Marks will bat. Otherwise, she'll have to wait for the 3rd inning. It'll be an 0-2 on its way from King. Inside, 1-2. I think these two teams may be complaining about an inconsistent strike zone over these first 2 innings. It's opening day for the umpires, too. It'll be a 1-2 on its way. grounded foul down the first baseline. That was nearly a base hit for Glaber.
Yeah, Glaber she's taken a couple shots in that direction and just can't catch up to that fastball. At least enough to keep it inside the line.
It'll be another 1-2 delivery from Diana King. It's on its way to the plate in the dirt, 2-2. Good crowd support here at Rothman High School. It'll be a 2-2 pitch. Off speed but high, 3-2. King to Glaber on a payoff. Outside corner, called strike 3, side retired as Diana King through 2 innings has 6 strikeouts. We're back in a moment. Shannon Ligori leads it off for Rothman against Jen Gottfried. And Ligori looks at a strike. Samantha Espada, Rosella Salanitro will bat here in the second inning for Rothman. They trail Mamaroneck 1-0. 0-2 the count as Gottfried is throwing strikes.
In the bottom half of this Rothman lineup, all first-year players. Gottfried giving them their introduction to the varsity game.
1-2 the count. Frank Spedafino, Joan Spedafino coaching this team once again for Rothman, and they have a history here at Rothman High School of producing top quality softball. Ligori strikes out. Samantha Espada will step up to the plate for the Panthers as the sun peeks through the clouds once again, and the pitch once again in there for a strike by Gottfried. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Espada trying to get on for Rothman. They've had 2 base runners, and she will not get on. 4th strikeout of the game. All of them swinging by Gottfried. That'll bring up Salanitro. In the dirt, 1-0. Salanitro, the right fielder. Lindsay Walther, the center fielder, is on deck. Be a 1-0 to Salanitro in there, outside, I should say, 2-0. So a batter's count for the freshman, Rosella Salanitro. 3-0 the count. Gottfried trying to expand the zone, the umpire not taking the bait. Ball 4 and a 4-pitch walk for Rosella Salanitro. That's the second walk of the game issued by Gottfried, and Lindsay Walter will step up to the plate for Rothman. And this
what this does for Rothman, even if they don't score this inning, is they'll get to start the 3rd inning with the top of the lineup, kind of the way they want to draw things up.
5 straight out of the zone by Gottfried, and the count 0-1 now to the sophomore center fielder, Lindsay Walter. 2-0. So all of a sudden, Jen Gottfried running into a little bit of trouble here in the second inning. There's a strike by Gottfried. She put it right in the middle of the zone, the count 2-1.
I think Walter was taken all the way on that one.
Make her throw a strike. That's what the coach would say there. The count now 3-1 to Walther with Nicole Miller on deck. See if they send Salanitro here on the 3-1. They don't. It's ball 4 anyways. Nicole Miller, 1 for 1 with a single, a stolen base, advanced to third on a wild pitch. She was stranded there. Takes ball 1. It'll be a 1-0 to Miller in there, strike 1. Runners on first and second after 2 strikeouts began the inning. Salanitro and Walther each work walks. And now Miller swings, a little check swing. It gets through everybody. It deflected off of Marks. Glauber kind of had to move around to go play it. And an infield single for Miller. She's 2 for 2 on opening day. And Rothman has the bases loaded for Leah Haviland.
You got to look out for those, even though they were with 2 outs, those 2 walks at the bottom of the lineup. You never want to let the bottom of the lineup get on without having to put the ball in play. And now Rothman, even with 2 outs, in a position to try to put a run on the board.
Rothman has had 2 runners in scoring position. In each inning, they have the bases loaded here for Haviland and an 0-1 count by Gottfried. The pitch, swing, and a miss, strike 2. Haviland trying to plate Rothman's first runs of the season. They trail 1-0 here in the second on a brisk opening day in Mamaroneck. It'll be an 0-2 on its way. In the dirt, 1-2. Good pitch, though, by Gottfried. That ball was tempting.
It didn't miss by a whole lot, and it had some sink on it, so it probably looked like a strike at least 2/3 of the way to the plate.
It'll be a 1-2. Outside 2-2. Good take by Haviland. Salanitro off third, Walther off second, Miller off first, Haviland in the right-handed batter's box. 1-2 on its way. Swing and a miss, strike 3, side retired. So Gottfried works around 2 walks and a single to strike out the side. She has 5 strikeouts, and Rothman has left 5 runners on base through 2 innings.
Top half of the 3rd inning, Melissa Marks up to the plate for her first at bat against Diana King. I'm Rob Moretti along with Seth Rothman. First pitch from King is in for a strike.
One thing about King is you really like her presence out there. She just looks like a pitcher. She's got that look about her, and she is throwing strikes.
Certainly is. Quickly up 0-2 on Marks. Oh-2's a bit low. King with 6 strikeouts through 2 innings. Make that 7 through 2 1/3.
Well, when you throw strikes and when you can spot your pitches as well as Diana King is spotting them, you are very hard to hit. And King right there, really, really good placement, hitting the upper inside corner, and no chance for Melissa Marks.
Number 9 hitter Alice Alexandrov now for the Tigers. Try her luck against King. Takes a cut on the first pitch and fouls it back. Off speed, misses high. A 1-1 count. Swing and a miss.
You can hear the Mamaroneck bench starting to get into it here. They're looking for some offense against Diana King. They got a run. Bit of a bad break by Rothman and good base running by Chelsea Rose.
Strike 3 called.
You know, you're throwing fastballs all day, and then you come with the old slow ball. There's no chance. I mean, when you can spot that pitch so well, almost floated up there like that, Alexandrov has no chance. 8 strikeouts. Every single out by King has been a strikeout. Her fielders are starting to get a little bit bored out there.
I think they'll take it, but here's Chelsea Rose, Mamaroneck's leadoff hitter, and she led off with a single, blooper into center field. No one on Mamaroneck has even sniffed first base since then, as that one's fouled off. Rose, of course, did score Mamaroneck's lone run on a pass ball. King ready with an 0-1. Strike 2. Just missed inside, stood her up a little bit.
Pretty much all the fielders, though, started to walk off the field on that. They thought King had her 9th strikeout of the game.
Here's the 1-2. This one in the air to center. Walther going over, can't reach it. Rose on her way to second. She will stay right there. 2-out double for Chelsea Rose. She has the only 2 hits for Mamaroneck today.
And a really good piece of hitting there. She was expecting a fastball. She was looking for it, and she drilled it into center field. Walther, you know, that sun is pretty much right over home plate right now. It's very tough to track the ball off the bat, and Walther took kind of a tough route to the ball there and was not able to catch up to it. And Chelsea Rose, with great speed, gets all the way to second base.
So that breaks the streak of 8 straight retired, all by the strikeout. Now Emily Taub with a runner on second. She has a chance to make it 2-0 with a hit. Foul the other way.
Kind of an Ichiro-like swing right there, almost running in front, and she tried making contact with it. But a good idea by Tab nonetheless.
Give yourself a little advantage on a ground ball, get a running start. 0-1 pitch. Same type of swing, it's out to short. And Cephaloni couldn't handle it, or at least couldn't get the throw off in time. It was slowly hit. That'll put runners on first and third with 2 out.
We'll be kind and give Taub a single on that, because I don't think Cephaloni throws her out anyways. So runners on the corners, a pair of hits here in the third for Mamaroneck. Kimmy Schiaparelli struck out looking in the first inning. Will step up to the plate. You know, baseball and softball seems to go that way. The first time through the lineup, you're having a little bit of trouble with a pitcher that you've never seen pitch. And now these batters have all seen King once through, and the first 2 batters to see her twice now get a couple of knocks against her. And now Frank Spedafino will jog out to have a word with the sophomore pitcher. Spedafino just trying to sort of pump her up a little bit here. Just make sure that she doesn't get overwhelmed by the moment facing this AA Mamaroneck team.
Rothman, when they were batting last inning, similar situation, little 2-out rally. I bet Coach Spedafino might be saying exactly that. Hey, they were able to get out of it with us, so let's wiggle off the hook the same way.
And I think on the same token, he's also trying to talk to his defense too here. Make sure that the positioning is what they want. Frank Spedafino before that last at-bat was moving Leah Haviland all over the place, and Nicole Miller making sure she was in the right spots. I think he's the tactician on this Rothman team, wants to make sure everybody's in the right spot to try and get this third out of the inning. It's a very important point in this game. The way Godfrey's pitching, you don't want to give up too many more.
That one back to the backstop. Coming home is Rose. She is safe with Mamaroneck's second run. And Tao also moved up to second on the play. .1-0, just missed. And Tao runs down to third on the play as well.
I don't know if Rothman was aware that she was thinking of even doing that.
I think she took off as soon as Morgan went to throw the ball back to King. And that is a play that a lot of teams in softball will run. And there's ball 4. First walk surrendered by King today, and now first and third, still 2 out. Jen Gottfried, cleanup hitter for Mamaroneck, and the pitcher at the plate.
She has a chance to help out her own cause here, try and get Mamaroneck another run. They already lead it 2-0.
That one missed, and Schiaparelli went down to second.
Rothman's got to be aware Mamaroneck wants to run. They got their speed players on, and this is a Tiger team that wants to run on the bases.
That one low, and I think on that steal by Schiaparelli, they didn't want to throw down and risk having the runner from third score. Two 2-0 the count on Jen Gottfried.
Look out for a squeeze play here.
Swing and a miss. King kind of handcuffed her on that one.
When a pitcher hits their spot perfectly, you have no chance, and that was a pitch right there by King that Gottfried simply had no chance.
King's 2-1. Misses and gets away. Coming home is Taub. She's there safely, and it is 3-0 Mamaroneck. Schiaparelli also moves up to third.
Yeah, and Diana King there a little bit slow to cover the plate. Morgan got to the ball and had nobody to throw it to at the plate for a chance to try and get the out.
3-1 pitch, misses for ball 4.
So much of this game, especially when you're a pitcher, is the mental side of it. And I think right now King is battling with that just a bit, battling with a little bit of confidence. And she's got to settle down and remember what she did well in those first 2.5 innings.
Whole mess of strikeouts, and all of a sudden 4 straight batters have reached and 2 runs have scored, all with 2 outs. That one low for ball 1.
Pinch runner moves over to second base on the play as well. Wearing a jacket due to the weather, so not sure who that is over there.
And we've got no chance. Time call to the plate by Danielle Pulio. That one high, 2-0. One foul back into the woods. King with a 2-1 pitch. Missed outside, 3-1. A good hitters count for Pulio. The 2 runners in scoring position. The 3-1 is low. That will load the bases.
3 straight walks now by Diana King. So a double, a single, a wild pitch, 3 walks. 2 runs in the inning. Zoe Schmidt steps up to the plate here, the 8th batter of this 3rd inning.
And a big spot here for Schmidt. Chance to blow this game open a bit. The captain, Nicole Morgan, goes out to try to get King to refocus. Still 2 outs. There's a strike.
Runners taking big leads on the base paths for Mamaroneck. 2 outs, so once the ball is hit, they will be off to the races, and Mamaroneck's going to have to throw somebody out.
Oh, 1 is low. Swing and a miss there on the 1-1 pitch. And King a strike away from working out of further trouble.
You know, this is something that Mamaroneck is going to have to work through in this season with Diana King. A sophomore pitcher, you're going to have some bumps in that road, but earlier on in this game, we saw what kind of talent there is.
There's a strike. Strike 3. So through all that, all 9 outs recorded by King have been via the strikeout. Gave up a couple runs in between. 3-0 Mamaroneck as we head to the bottom of the 3rd on LMC Varsity Sports. Nicole Morgan up to the plate, leading off the 3rd inning, and Ryanek looking to get a few of these runs back as that's a dribbler hit back to Gottfried. Throw to first is in time to get Morgan 1 away.
Rob, I think they called that a foul ball. I think she dribbled it off her foot. So Nicole Miller, it's an 0-1 count. I believe that ball hit something foul before it kicked back fair again.
Must have been off Morgan because I don't know how else. If it was off anything else, it would still be in play. One pitch, swing and a miss. Count 1-2, Gottfried out in front.
Well,
2-2 the count.
If Morgan can get on, it'll be Diana King with a base runner, and she'll look to try and get some of those runs back. So Mamaroneck trails at 3-0 here in the 3rd inning.
Be a full count. That's one thing Ryanek might want to focus on is Gottfried does have 3 walks in the first 2 innings, so try to preach patience and waiting for your pitch, and maybe in the process get a couple free runners on. Not that time as Morgan goes down swinging.
Yeah, she had a good cut though. She saw that ball awfully well, just could not make contact with it, but you know, that's okay. If you're Mamaroneck, or if you're Ryanek, that's okay. If you see the ball well enough, you can take a good cut at it, and that's what Nicole Morgan did right there.
First pitch high to Diana King. Now with King, even if you don't give her a cookie, if you walk her, she's speedy. She could steal a few bases.
Good sinker there by Gottfried.
Count 1-1. Gottfried working quickly. Strike on the corner. 1-2. Swing and a miss. The strikeout contest between King and Gottfried continues.
Gottfried now with 7 strikeouts.
So here's Brianna Cefaloni. She takes a strike. Cefaloni hoping to start a little 2-out rally here. One strike right at the knees. Quickly up 0-2 is Gottfried. This one on the ground up the middle, and it gets through for a base hit. Cefaloni will stop at first.
Good piece of hitting there by Brianna Cefaloni, just taking what the pitcher gives her. That ball was a little bit high. Frank Spedafino doesn't usually like his batters to swing at anything above the right neck on their jerseys, but that time it works out for the Panthers as Cefaloni rips it back up the middle. No chance for either Schiaparelli or Glauber. And Reinach has a 2-out base runner for the 2nd consecutive inning.
Cefaloni has some speed, so it's a question of do you want to risk the runner by having her steal with 2 outs, but if she makes it, she'll be in scoring position. Ligori cuts at the first pitch and fouls it back.
Good cut there again. As I said, 2nd time through, these batters on both teams are seeing the ball a little bit better. And you have to think at some point that'll pay off for Reinach.
Calls strike.
But it's hard to let it pay off when you're down in the count 0-2 every at-bat, and that's what Jen Gottfried has been doing.
Swing and a miss, and that's the inning. Gottfried strikes out the side. Score remains 3-0 Mamaroneck. We'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. It'll be Lisa Glauber to lead things off here in the top of the 4th inning. That one inside goes back to the backstop.
King obviously battled through that 3rd inning. The important thing now, though, is for Diana King is keep Mamaroneck off the board here in the 4th inning. Let your offense try to go back to work for you, not only for this game, but for the confidence.
Count goes to 2-0 on Glauber. There's a strike.
It's opening day for everybody, and for the catcher, too. Nicole Morgan has had a little bit of trouble catching Diana King's pitches. First time in a game environment that King has been, throwing, and new pitcher for Reinach, new battery for Reinach, and you can see them still trying to work at the Kings a little bit.
Good off-speed pitch there for strike 2.
Boy, that off-speed pitch is deadly by Diana King. She throws that at the right time. If she can spot that pitch over and over, it's going to be an awfully effective pitch.
Be a 2-2. Glauber struck out looking at a payoff pitch in the 2nd and goes down swinging in the 4th.
That's pretty much classic right there. You give him the changeup, so what comes next? Old number 1 for Diana King, and again, throwing it so effectively, mixing speed so well.
That was the 10th strikeout for King on 10 outs. Now Melissa Marks with a chance. Off-speed pitch is up high.
But the key for that off-speed pitch, you have to locate it, because if the batter senses it coming and you lob it in there like that, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, that's the easy day of batting practice pitch, as a half swing is fouled off.
So if the batter's expecting it and if you don't throw it correctly, it can be a bad pitch for you. So you can't throw it too often. You don't want them to think it's coming. You want them to be surprised by it. And quite frankly, that's what King has done as well as anything so far today, is mixing in the changeup, but not enough that it becomes a routine pitch for these batters.
Out in front of that changeup, 1-2, I'm sorry. And that might be where having a veteran catcher like Nicole Morgan behind the plate could be an advantage for King, because she worked with Jessica Calvini the last year or two. And that's what Calvini was known for, is mixing up pitches, as 11 strikeouts now for Diana King.
Yeah, she's pitching well. She's getting ahead in almost every at-bat, and, a couple of rocky batters. But other than that, Diana King has been everything that Joan Spedafino hoped she would be and hoped she is over these next 3 years.
Alice Alexandrov up at the plate, takes a strike. It looks like King's starting to get that confidence back that may have wavered a bit in the third inning.
And again, when you're a young pitcher, that's going to happen. But the key for Diana King is this bounce-back inning, and she looks a lot better here in this fourth inning.
It's a strike away from her 12th strikeout. On the ground towards second, flip to first in time. The first non-strikeout out. Recorded by Diana King. She has 11 though through 4. Still 3-0 as Rothman tries to catch up. We'll be right back. First pitch to Samantha Espada is fouled off. Bottom of the fourth inning.
The key for Rothman now, you've seen Gottfried. Now you got to try and make a little bit of contact here. Get on base, run the bases, and try to put some pressure on.
One away, 1-1, and we did see them take, even though they didn't have the results as much last inning, they did look like they were getting some better swings against Gottfried. So they're hoping that's a good sign. That one low, 2-1. Just missed there, and Espada just held up. Count goes to 3-1. Rothman would love to get that leadoff batter on. Foul behind the Mamaroneck dugout. Count goes full.
Players on that Mamaroneck dugout all huddled under that Mamaroneck blanket.
I think they wish they brought a second one.
I think they do, actually. Trying to pull it over themselves a little bit. They might need a second one. Maybe that's where the athletic director went a moment ago.
Swing there by Espada to stay alive. Just got a piece of that last one.
Barry Suman just left the building, the Mamaroneck athletic director. Maybe she went to get another blanket.
She probably has one in the car. Be another payoff pitch from Gottfried to Espada. Line in a right center field, base hit. Alexandrov got a piece of it, now is able to slow it down enough to keep Espada to first. She was thinking about going for 2.
Well, good piece of hitting there by Espada. And now the bottom of the order, Salanitro and Walther. And again, we mentioned it earlier, but as long as there's no double plays here, Rothman will turn the lineup over in this inning, so that'll be important for the Panthers as that ball is outside.
You wonder early in the inning if they try to move Espada around or if they'd rather... That one's a strike. They'd rather not risk losing the runner.
Well, the way Gottfried's pitching, you're going to have to try and take a chance, so would not be surprised to see them try to steal a bag here. But on the same token, Rothman has never really been that kind of a team. They're always a bit more of a careful team. Let the batters do their job. So we'll see what Joan Spedafino has in store.
1-2 pitch to Salanitro. It's up high. That one on the ground, foul through the legs of Frank Spedafino.
Got to keep your mitt down right there, Frank. You got to make sure you glove it. I think Frank was prepping for the throw before he got the ball in his hand.
Call that one an E-coach. Meanwhile, in the real game, count goes full on Salanitro.
I don't know. You think Joan will be having some fun with Frank about that later tonight?
She should. Payoff pitch swung on and missed. First out of the inning on a strikeout. 9 strikeouts for Gottfried. And a chance for Lindsay Walther.
She walked in her other at-bat in the second inning. Miller on deck for Rhinebeck.
There's a strike. I'm sure Rhinebeck wants to get Walther on, see if they can get a couple runners on for Miller, who has 2 of Rhinebeck's 4 hits today. Swing and a miss there.
Walter a little bit tentative there. Not sure if she was expecting the fastball or not, but she got it, could not catch up.
Count goes to 1-2. Two pitch is fouled off.
Good at bat here by Lindsay Walter.
We'll do it again, a 2-2. On the ground towards second. Glauber flips to Schiaparelli for 1. On to first, it's a double play. 4-6-3 double play ends the Rhinebeck threat. We'll move to the 5th, still 3-0 Mamaroneck. Top half of the 5th, top of the Mamaroneck lineup, it's Chelsea Rose. 2 for 2, scored a couple runs. Not a bad day for Rose, the Mamaroneck third baseman.
Jumps out of the way there, and Diana King been ahead of so many hitters. Trying to keep it going here in the 5th.
There's a strike. Both leadoff hitters today have been getting it done. 2 hits apiece. That one fouled off and out of the reach of everyone.
Temperature dropping here at Rhinebeck High School. Wind picking up right on 10-15 miles an hour. Been a chilly afternoon here on opening day.
I was joking before, it felt like we were in the Hommocks ice rink, but at least there's no wind in there. Strike 3 called. That makes 12 for King.
Taub, 1 for 2, a strikeout, a single. She scored a run.
King promptly pumps strike 1 into the zone.
This is a very important inning for Diana King. The 1, 2, 3 hitters, you want to keep the middle of this Mamaroneck order down.
That one grounded foul.
Allison Rogers got that right in front of Frank Spedafino.
Showing him how it's done.
2 hands, coach.
0-2 the count on Taub. Calls strike 3. That one had to be right at the knees.
Nicole Morgan ran off the field. That's going to be a team fine right there, I think. Only 2 out. She rolled the ball back to Diana King. King picked it up and said, Nicole, where are you going? Nicole got all the way to the dugout, and I'm not sure which coach was there. Said, Nicole, there's 2 outs. Nicole kind of shrugged her shoulders. She knows she's going to hear about that one for a long time this season.
Every team has their way of addressing that.
Kangaroo Court is in the future. You know, it's embarrassing for everybody when that happens, but when the catcher does it, it's a lot more so because you are so invested in the game when you're doing that. You know, and the funny thing was when she started running off her teammates in the field, we're kind of thinking, are we all wrong?
Schiaparelli calls time. She has a 2-0 advantage in this at bat. 2 outs, base is clear, and the count now 3-0. There's a strike.
I think Morgan might have gotten crossed up on that. Ball hit her right in the chest protector. And now she is going to call for time and walk out and have a word with Diana King. I think she was expecting an off-speed pitch, or maybe she was expecting it a little bit lower, but she tried kind of basket catching it, and it was right into her chest.
Quick conference, get things straightened away. 3-1 the count on Schiaparelli. Ball 4.
Schiaparelli's second walk of the day to go along with a strikeout. A no-contact afternoon for Kimmy Schiaparelli.
It's been no contact for a lot of these hitters today.
So Jen Godfrey to strike out a walk in her first 2 at-bats. She's 0 for 1 here on opening day. Calls for time. Very important batter here for Diana King as she tries to get out of this 5th inning. Top of the Rhinebeck order is due up in the bottom of the inning.
First pitch strike. Swing and a miss.
Good sinker there by King. Godfrey to no chance, swung right over it.
The 0-2 is low. Schiaparelli goes down to second without a throw. The 1-2, King to Gottfried. Swing and a miss for strike 3.
Nicole Miller took a couple extra seconds before jogging off the field that time.
Still 3-0. Rhinebeck will have the top of the order coming up in the bottom of the 5th. Stay tuned for that on LMC Varsity Sports. Well, I didn't lie to you. It is Nicole Miller leading off here in the 5th, and she takes a first pitch strike from Jen Gottfried.
Well, this is an important inning for Rhinebeck. If the top of the order can make something happen, can get on base, and Rhinebeck can get 6 batters up to the plate in the 7th inning.
Miller hits that one to left center field. Over is Alexandrov, can't make the play. Off the glove, into second with a double is Miller, although that might go down as an E8.
Well, as I was saying, if Rhinebeck can get 6 batters up to the plate in this inning, they'll guarantee themselves in the 7th inning. If they need it, they will have the top of the order up again. So a very important inning here for Rhinebeck.
I'm going E8 on that one.
Leah Haviland, a pair of strikeouts on the day, has not batted since the 2nd inning. As Godfrey has faced 1 over the minimum up until the beginning of this inning, 1 over the minimum in the 3rd and the 4th.
Trying to bunt, it's popped up, and Julio makes the catch for out number 1.
Morgan 0 for 2 as well, a pair of strikeouts.
But she worked the count full both times, so she's been seeing a good number of pitches from Gottfried. Ball 1.
The dangerous Diana King is on deck for the Panthers. It's only a 3-0 deficit, so still lots of time for Rothman.
That one low, 2-0. Just missed that one. Fouled off, and it's those ones you foul straight back that they say you were, just that close to smacking it.
It also means Godfrey's not going to want to throw the same pitch again.
2-1 pitch misses.
Godfrey just missing under the zone. Another couple inches up, and it's a strike.
It'll be a 3-1 pitch. Popped up. That is going to make the Woods. The third straight at bat for Morgan. Count goes full. Struck out swinging in the first. Same in the third. This time she walks.
So Rothman will bring the tying run up to the plate, and Diana King, she's walked and struck out.
King can make things happen. We saw her hit a couple home runs last year. She could gap one and probably make it to third. First pitch misses, ball 1. Two and 0 the count on King.
Yeah, Godfrey's got to be careful here. 2 runners on base. King looking to help out her own cause, down 3-0 tying run. This is the action pitch right here, and it's high 3-0. Now at this point, you almost have to wonder, do you walk King? Even though you would move the runners over, you have to wonder, do you walk Diana King here?
Well, Seth had a single her second time up. She's on deck.
Mamaroneck with new jerseys this season.
There's a strike.
They had worn shorts out there, now wearing the full-length pants.
That could just be for today, though. Who knows? I'm sure we'll find out when it gets a bit warmer out. No, I wouldn't want to wear shorts today. 3-1 pitch is swung on and missed, and a full count on King. Second straight batter goes full. Be a payoff pitch to King. Popped up, and that'll make the Woods.
Good cut there by King. Frank Spedafino was trying to remind King before that last pitch to stay behind the baseball. She was getting out in front of it, and she stayed behind it there, but just lifted it foul.
So we'll do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runners on first and second, and King hits one into right center field. This one will get down. It gets away.
And there's 2 runners on second base for Rothman.
And now they send Miller home. She will score. King is tagged out as she was going back to first.
Well, that was a mental mistake there by Diana King, because the runner that was on first base, Nicole Morgan, had to wait to see if the ball was going to drop. King was running the entire time. Morgan had to wait, and because of that, King almost lapped Morgan. In fact, she was running right next to her and had to go back a bag, and she was retired, but Rothman gets on the board anyways.
Seth with 2 outs will have a chance, as that one's low. Morgan is still on second. I told you King was fast. This one popped up to the right side. Looks like it's going to be a foul ball.
But good work there by Nicole Miller, despite the chaos on second base of the knowledge that they were going to have to throw back to first base, and that allowed her the time to go home. So good work there by Miller to at least get Rhinebeck a run.
Cephaloni 1 for 2 today. This one grounded to back to Gottfried, actually. Throw to first is in time to end the threat. So Rhinebeck picks up a run, could have had more, but now just a 2-run lead for Mamaroneck as we head to the 6th inning.
So Diana King out for her 6th inning of work as the Panthers on the scoreboard in the 5th inning. It's now a 3-1 game. Danielle Pulio will bat for Mamaroneck. That ball low, the count 1-0. 14 strikeouts by King through 5 innings. That ball hit in the air towards center field. Walthard barely has to move to make the catch. The first fly ball out of the game by Mamaroneck. 1 away in the inning. Zoe Schmidt 0 for 2 strikeouts will come up next.
And King has the 14 strikeouts, and I bet she'd trade a few of those in if she could wipe a couple runs off the board.
Couple of mistakes, a wild pitch, a pass ball, things that happen on opening day that they hope to clean up by the time the sectionals come in May. Such a short spring sports season, only about 7 weeks. The season has just begun. Well, the playoffs are going to be in right around May 25th, right around Memorial Day. So this is, without question, the quickest of the seasons. So you only have a few weeks before you start that postseason push, and really, you're never really not in a postseason push in high school softball because you're only playing for 7 weeks. That ball caught Nicole Morgan.
She just shakes it off.
She's a catcher. King glares into the sun over home plate and deals. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It'll be a 2-2 on its way. Swing and a ground ball right up against the fence in front of where her teammates are, and they jumped.
I think most of them abandoned the blanket. There's maybe 3 or 4 of them inside the dugout.
There is some sun out here right now, which is keeping you warm until the next gust of wind comes. Again, started the game in the low 40s. I'd not be surprised if it's in the high 30s now. So the sun looks nice on camera. It does not feel nice in person. 2-2 on its way. Swing and a ground ball up the middle, base hit center field. So Schmidt, her first hit of the game. 4th hit for Mamaroneck. And Lisa Glauber will step up. She has struck out twice as well. A lot of these Mamaroneck hitters have struck out twice today. That's what happens when you have 14 strikeouts on 16 outs. King has struck out every hitter at least once, but she trails 3-0. A run in the first, a single. That ball low. A single by Chelsea Rose. She advanced to third on a drop third strike and scored on a pass ball. And then a 2-out rally by Mamaroneck. Pair of hits, 3 walks. And the Tigers getting 2 runs in the 3rd inning, and that's all the scoring they've had today. Jen Gottfried, for the most part, up until the last inning, has kept Rhinebeck off the board. That pitch is blooped in foul territory. Unable to get there is Shannon Ligori. Ligori having to navigate the web of the bleachers to recapture the ball. Fans don't get to keep the softballs here in high school. They need them back. So 2-1 the count. from Diana King to Lisa Glauber. Swing and a line drive foul down the right field line. Rosella Salinitro gave it a sprint, but it was just foul. So the count evened up at 2.
So Mamaroneck's getting some better swings off King this inning. Even when they were scoring those runs, they weren't getting hits like this. A lot of solid contact.
We get 2-2 on its way. Changeup is grounded towards third, fielded there by Miller. Throw across in time. Out number 2 of the inning. Good work by Miller. Had to navigate that third base bag, and the ball came close to it. Strong throw over to first. The runner Schmidt advancing to second, and Melissa Marks, pair of strikeouts, will step up to the plate. Grounded right to first. Fielded there by Ligori, and 5.5 in the books here at Rhinebeck High School. The Panthers looking for a comeback here in the 6th inning. Ligori, Espada, Salinitro to bat. We'll see if they can touch up Gottfried when we come back. Bottom half of the 6th inning about to get underway here at Rhinebeck High School. The Panthers looking to cut a little bit closer. A run in the 5th on an error by the center fielder Alexandrov and a single. Strike here against Ligori. Gottfried getting ahead of a lot of these Rhinebeck hitters. That ball popped up foul. After Ligori, Espada, Salinitro to bat. If anybody gets on, Walther, the number 9 hitter, will bat as well. So Rhinebeck will see the top of its order in that 7th inning. But Ligori down on strikes. 10th strikeout of the game by Gottfried. Want to remind you, coming up next here on LMC Varsity Sports, Rhinebeck Softball takes on Dobbs Ferry. You can see that game immediately following this one here on LMC Varsity Sports as Samantha Espada, the junior, swings through a high fastball. Our first of 19 broadcasts this spring season. Count 1-1. Of course, that's before the sectional playoffs. A number of teams in our coverage area expected to have pretty good seasons. The Mamaroneck boys lacrosse team defending Section 1 champions. 2-1 the count to Espada. The Mamaroneck baseball team, which lost in the Section 1 semifinals last year, they think they're good enough to win a Section 1 title. They can never count out this Rhinebeck softball team. And Mamaroneck girls lacrosse also expected to be pretty good this year. You know who else they've been talking about too has been this Rhinebeck baseball team. A couple of the media have called them a dark horse candidate to compete for a Section 1 title. So pretty much every team in our coverage area is expected to contend for a Section 1 title this spring. Should be a fun end to the academic year here at Rhinebeck and Mamaroneck High Schools. So much athletic talent in these two towns, and a lot of teams contend for Section 1 titles. That ball fouled off.
The Rhinebeck baseball team's especially intriguing. They actually got on a hot streak near the end of last year, and they were returning, I think, all of their regulars.
Team that gets overlooked quite a bit, but like that Rhinebeck football team earlier this year, they have a chance to do something special this year as Espada on the full count swings through one. So Rosella Salinitro will come up to the plate 0-for-1, a walk and a strikeout. It's been a great year here at Rhinebeck High School in terms of their athletics. Salinitro swings over one. Of course, that football team making it to the Section 1 final, the field hockey team making it to a Section 1 final. That ball grounded Up the middle, Glauber fields at the throw to first in time. Side retired. 6 in the books. At Rhinebeck High School, Mamaroneck clings to a 2-run lead as we head for the final inning of play. Alice Alexandrov will lead things off for Mamaroneck. Top half of the 7th inning. Diana King still in the circle, and a good cut and a foul straight back by Alexandrov. 3-1, Mamaroneck leads Rhinebeck here in the season opener for both teams. Rhinebeck last season, Section 1 runners-up. Mamaroneck losing in the first round after winning an out-bracket game against Lincoln. But a pretty good effort by the AA Tigers against the Class B Panthers. Off-speed pitch, grounded. Ooh, good stab by King. Throw to first. In time, one away.
King showing off that strong throwing arm. It works overhand, too.
It does indeed. Good movement, too. When you pitch, it's tough to get set like that to field the ball, but you are a defender after you pitch, and Diana King, defending her position well, reaching over to grab that ball, and it looked like Nicole Miller was going to field it, and King kind of came out of nowhere to grab it. And the throw over to Ligori for out number 1. Leadoff hitter Chelsea Rose, 2 for 3, a single, a double, and a strikeout. 2 runs scored as well by the speedy leadoff hitter for Mamaroneck. And she pops it up in the infield. Espada makes the grab, 2 away. No strikeouts since the 5th inning for Diana King.
Unless Rhinebeck rallies, this will be our last chance to pick one up.
Fourteen strikeouts on the day for King as Emily Taub steps in. She struck out twice, singled and scored. Rhinebeck will be sending up Walther, Miller, and Haviland. If anybody gets on, Nicole Morgan will bat as well, and Rhinebeck is going to have to hope someone gets on. That ball is foul down the third baseline. Nicole Miller grasped at it. Looked like she deflected it off of her glove. Pitch from King is outside, maybe a little bit low. 1-2 the count. And the pitch. Swinging a ground ball towards third. Miller fields, strong throw across, not in time. Emily Tao beats it out with the blazing speed. That was a routine ground ball that Tao beat out.
And softball, you're on a smaller field, shorter base paths. There is no such thing as a routine ground ball. You have a chance to beat out almost anything on these infields.
That's one thing about this Mamaroneck team. They have some speed on the base paths. Taub and Rose, 2 and 1. They're going to create a lot of havoc for AA teams this season. Those are 2 very fast players. Kimmy Schiaparelli struck out once, walked twice. Taub tying her shoes. That's why we are in a delay. Thumbs up, good to go. Just catching the lower part of the strike zone on Schiaparelli for strike 1. Kimmy Schiaparelli, of course, daughter of the baseball coach at Mamaroneck, Mike Schiaparelli. So you know that she plays a pretty solid brand of ball. Fundamentally, a very strong player, Kimmy Schiaparelli. And she rips one up the middle, base hit center field. Schiaparelli's on base for the third time today. Taub on her way to third. So a good piece of hitting, taking it right back up the middle by Kimmy Schiaparelli. She's on first, and now Jen Godfrey, 2 strikeouts and a walk. Another player with a no contact afternoon so far.
This is a big hitter for King. You want to keep this Mamaroneck lead at 2 and give yourself a chance to try to come back in the bottom of the 7th.
Schiaparelli on her way to second. They won't even throw. They don't want to give Taub the chance to blaze home. Another ball that gets away. It's 4-1 Mamaroneck. Another pass ball. That was a strike, and Nicole Morgan having a tough time back there today.
Yeah, Rhinebeck has to hope that as Morgan and King work together more, they'll get a bit more in sync.
Good stop there by Morgan, though.
It's also cold out today. That does affect your reaction speed a little bit.
Ball in the dirt. Schiaparelli dancing off third. Now Morgan and King having a chat in the circle. Top half of the 7th inning. Mamaroneck leads Rhinebeck 4-1. Rhinebeck will need a rally in the 7th if they want to win their first game of this season. Otherwise, it'll be Mamaroneck advancing to 1-0. King with the sign. And the pitch is change up high, ball 4. So 2 walks and 2 strikeouts for Jen Godfrey. That'll bring Danielle Pulio up to the plate. She's 0 for 2, a strikeout, a walk, and a fly out to center. 6th batter of the inning for Mamaroneck.
It almost looks like a carbon copy of that 3rd inning. 2 quick outs and then a couple singles, a walk.
Not sure where that one missed. The count's 1-0. Might have been a little bit inside. King shielding her eyes from the sun. Looks in for the sign. It'll be a 1-0 delivery on its way to Pulio. Swinging a pop. Foul straight back. Count 1-1.
And that sun getting lower in the sky now, and it's got to be right in the eyes of King.
It's going to be right in the eyes of all the fielders, too. It's going to make any ball hit in the air an adventure. One on its way to Pulio. 2-1. Runner takes off for second, and Godfrey is there without a throw. Nicole Morgan asking Frank Spedafino if he wants an intentional walk for Pulio. Two-one pitch upcoming to the Mamaroneck catcher, Danielle Pulio. Boy, good off-speed pitch there, and the count evened up at 2 apiece.
Just kind of nibbled at the corner.
It'll be a payoff after that pitch. Runners on second and third. Mamaroneck trying to break it open here in the 7th inning. Chaparelli off third. Gottfried off second. That pitch is high, ball 4, bases loaded. So King running into trouble here in the 7th. Got a pair of easy outs, then 2 singles and 2 walks. And now Zoe Schmidt, who's 1 for 3 on the day with a single and 2 strikeouts, will step up to the plate for Mamaroneck.
And that single came in her last at bat, so it might show that.
She grounds one towards first. It deflects off the glove of Ligori, and nobody did not get the out. And 2 runs are going to score for Mamaroneck. Ligori tried fielding it. The ball deflected off her glove. She then tried throwing it to a spotter. In the meantime, Chaparelli scored as they fumbled with the baseball out there, with the softball. Jen Gottfried scored, and it is 6-1, Mamaroneck.
And Ligori had the ball. I think she might have been juggling it as she was trying to touch the bag, and ball came out before she could secure it and before she could touch the bag.
Pulio advancing to third on the play, now a 6-1 Mamaroneck advantage as they have broken it open with 3 runs here in the 7th inning. And now Joan Spedafino having a meeting at the mound. Entire infield was in on that chat as Spedafino will walk back towards the Rhinebeck dugout. Jessica Stingone, I believe, pinch hitting here for Mamaroneck. Takes a strike, advancing to second on the pitch, Zoe Schmidt. Inside 1-1. Off-speed pitch, then going way out in front. King trying to end the inning here, and pitch to Stingone, swinging a ground ball up the middle, backhanded there by a spotter. She falls to the ground, and Rhinebeck trying to get an out at home, won't be able to get it, and advancing to second is Stingone. 2 more runs come across for Mamaroneck, and they now lead it 8-1.
Yeah, this is looking a lot like that 3rd inning where Mamaroneck had gotten 2 runs and almost got more. A single, a couple of walks, and then 2 more singles, and all with 2 outs again.
So now Melissa Marks will step up, the 9th batter of this inning, as the Tigers breaking it open here in the 7th with 5 runs. Check swing, called a strike. One and one now, the count. Lindsay Walter will lead things off for Rhinebeck in the bottom of the 7th. Nicole Miller, Leah Haviland will follow. So 9-1-2 for Rhinebeck, and they'll hope to get something going. That ball right back to Diana King. She tosses to first, side retired, but not before Mamaroneck gets 5 runs in the inning. 4 hits, a pair of walks, a 2-out rally, and an 8-1 Mamaroneck lead. Last licks coming for Rhinebeck. Lindsay Walter will lead things off against Jen Gottfried. Bottom of the 7th inning, Rhinebeck trails 8-1 after the 5-run top of the inning by Mamaroneck. By the way, great job today by our camera crew, Gustavo, Ramirez, Juan, Espinoza, Noah, Velazquez, working through some cold weather to bring you opening day of the high school softball season. Many thanks to them for their hard work. Noah got the worst luck of all. He's in the shade all game. Fouled straight back by Walter.
So shady over there, you almost can't see him.
Well, we see him and we appreciate his work today, that's for sure. Good at bat here by Walter. She's 0 for 1, a walk and a grounded out into a double play. Trying to get on base and table set for the top of the Rhinebeck order. 1 away. Twelfth strikeout of the game by Godfrey. Nicole Miller has reached base all 3 times she's come up to the plate. 2 singles and reached on an error. And Miller looks at a fastball for a strike. So things to work on for both teams after this opening day game. Rhinebeck trying to stay away from those big innings as Miller grounds it right back to Godfrey and Mamaroneck an out away.
Yeah, Rhinebeck, it's not like they played a bad game and then just had streaks where they looked good. They played a good game and they just had 2 streaks where they didn't play up to their full potential.
And you got a sophomore pitcher and, you know, bad streaks are going to happen from time to time. Rhinebeck going to try and minimize those, minimize the mistakes. A few pass balls really hurt them as well. But building blocks on opening day, that's all you're looking for. Building blocks there that you can build onto your next game. And certainly the pieces are there, the building blocks are there. And both of these teams will get better as the season goes on. That ball low, the count 1-1 to Leah Haviland. She's 0 for 3, struck out twice, popped into a bunt, out. Swing and a miss, off speed pitch, Rhinebeck down to its final strike. Be a 1-2 on its way, outside, 2-2. Nicole Morgan waits on deck. If Haviland can get on, Rhinebeck trying to get a 7-run, 2-out rally started. It'll be a 2-2 on its way. High 3-2. Payoff on its way. Swing and a foul straight back. We'll do the payoff once more. Had to get a new ball in play, which Godfrey now has.
I'm sure everyone's excited to have a delay with 2 strikes and 2 outs in the final at bat.
With a 3-2. In there, called strike 3. Ball game over, and Mamaroneck wins it 8-1 over Rhinebeck. A great pitching performance by Jen Godfrey. And Mamaroneck improving to 1-0 on the season. Rhinebeck falls to 0-1 on the campaign. A good, hard-fought game by these 2 local rivals, but it is Mamaroneck who will take it, and both of these teams are all smiles in the handshake line, but it's Mamaroneck who gets the bragging rights this year. We're back, post-game show coming up next. Stick with us. You're watching LMC Varsity Sports on LMC-TV. Back on the post-game show, Coach Joan Spedafino joins us now as Rhinebeck loses to Mamaroneck by an 8-1 final. Coach Diana King, a lot of good things with her. What did you see today?
Oh, I think she really battled and you know, handled the game really well. We have a lot of new kids, a lot of young kids, and you know, the score really was an indication of you know, what went on. I mean, a lot of, you know, a few bad balls, a couple wild pitches, a couple plays in the field. So, you know, on a whole, I mean, I'm very disappointed, but you know, it's something that we're going to learn from and work on.
Yeah, I mean, you guys certainly did not look like you should have lost this game by an 8-1 final, but, you know, 5 runs scored in that 7th inning there. How do you go about trying to keep those beginnings down?
Well, I think it's just, practice, review what went on. We weren't thinking. That's what we just were really talking about. This is really a big thinking game, too, and that wasn't going on as much as it should have, and situational play. So, these are things we're going to take it and learn and come back tomorrow and play Dobbs, and we're going to work at it.
Is it good to play a team like this, though, when you're, just starting out?
Well, I got to play some. No, Mamaroneck did a great job. They came out here. They were on fire. I mean, they took advantage of our mistakes. And, it's early in the season, so we have a lot to work on. But we will work on it, and we'll come back.
Back on the post-game show, Tigers win it 8-1 here on opening day. Rob Moretti, Seth Rothman, Jen Godfrey, 13 strikeouts. Diana King, 14 strikeouts in this game. And the pitchers really controlled the game. The key was Mamaroneck able to open up a couple of big innings. 5 runs in that 7th inning really broke the game open, and Rothman unable to get that rally started.
Yeah, Mamaroneck was making a lot more contact, especially the 3rd inning and the 7th inning. I think they had 6 or 7 hits just those 2 innings. Rothman never really had that streak to put together. They didn't play a bad game. It may look a little bit one-sided on paper, but it really was much closer than that.
Certainly was indeed. That'll pretty much wrap things up from here. Once again, our final score, Mamaroneck 8 and Rothman 1. The executive director at LMC, Erik Lewis. The associate director is Matt Sullivan. Sports producer is Rob Moretti. Our next broadcast coming up next, Rothman softball against Dobbs Ferry. You can see that game next right here on LMC Varsity Sports. For Rob Moretti, I'm Seth Rothman. For our entire crew, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon on LMC Varsity Sports.